Do we both need to?
Yeah, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. That was pretty good.
We'll take it.
Just to break the ice.
You got ice? You got an icebreaker? You wanna play Bop It?
I don't know how to start it.
Just press the Bop It button.
Oh.
Score 95.
95?
Bop it. Twist it. Pull it. Pull it.
Bop it. Bop it.
Twist it.
Sorry.
Score 26.
26?
This is ELR 29. We got to make it to 29.
All right.
Bop it. Twist it. Pull it. Pull it.
You got to be two-handed.
Bop it.
What?
Two-handed.
Twist it.
Yep.
Why?
Bop it.
It's easier.
Pull it. Yow!
No, it's not. You just
No,
ruined my
no.
flow.
You've never done the little one, have you?
I have a little one.
You have this one?
It's white.
Then why do you suck?
I have the highest score you can get to where it goes, you're too dang good at this game.
And it stopped it?
Therefore, you win.
I don't believe you.
I'll show you at my home Bop It.
The Royal should make one of these called Bop It, where you twist his, or you pull his.
I don't know how you move off of that one.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third, I think,
Yep.
edition of Everybody Loves Royals in person at my half of the Stewed. Welcome, episode 29.
29?
I don't get that reference because I don't enjoy that show. Whatever show that's from, I don't even remember what you said it was from.
It's from New Girl.
Is that the one with the girl from Elf?
Yes.
I maybe need to try it again because I usually enjoy shows like that, but there's something about it. It's one of those, like, we tried to watch it and we just like didn't get through the first like 6 to 7 episodes. Oh,
So here's my experience with it. I've seen it all the way through once, but
Okay.
every time I try to rewatch it, I get to like the 3rd or 4th season. I just lose interest, but it has some hilarious moments.
There's some shows that are not like that at all. Like, you want to watch the next episode, like that 70s show, you know, The Office, like, at least for me.
Yeah.
Parks and Rec, that was one of them, I think.
Oh,
I
love
tried
Parks
to
and
watch.
Rec.
I like it. Like, I like watching the random episodes, but when you start season 1, episode 1,
That's
it's like
fair.
you get into like 3 or 4 episodes and you're like, just give me the funny. Like, when they get when they get this show going, everyone has their
Yeah,
flow and stuff. All the
it's-
characters are developed and
Yeah, the early seasons are good, but whenever they add Rob Lowe and Adam Scott.
my body is like a microchip. So 29, be bold, be brave, be Barry. Shout out to Eric Barry, best number 29 ever. If you have ever played,
What about Mike's Weenie?
oh frick,
You decide.
comment down below if you had to. I can't even say, I can't say it. Start, bench, cut, Eric Barry, Mike Sweeney, or Dan Quisenberry. That's a tough one. I think the value of a baseball player is higher than the value of a football player because there's 11 on 2 sides. So there's a total of 22 starters, whereas in baseball there's only 9. You know what?
Totally.
Start Eric Barry, bench Mike Sweeney, cut Quisenberry.
That works for me.
Comment down below if you're team neckbeard or team clean shave. What do you guys think? Should I have shaved before the show? Okay, we've been recording for 7 minutes, and so far this has been.
5 of it's getting cut.
I'm leaving it all in there,
Yeah, let's get into the Royals. So,
as much as I don't want to.
yeah, I really don't want to. So I was listening to the broadcast last week, and Denny Matthews said something that stuck out to me that I've heard a lot, but he just reminded me of it. Of baseball, you have a 162-game season, and you have 3 stretches that can happen. You have your great stretches, your average stretches, and your bad stretches. We kind of broke down the season so far, and the Royals have, barring the first 15 games of the season, they haven't really had an average stretch. They've had multiple bad stretches, 1 great stretch to get them to where they are currently. So I kind of want to just go through where the Royals are, figure out how the heck we got here.
Yeah.
Royals started the season 7-8. This was on April 11th. You started feeling good. You're like, yeah, we'll take 500 through 15 games or a game under 500. That's when the wheels fell off. If you know me, I'm the person, the Royals have made the playoffs 3 times in my lifetime. And I'm always like, the Royals have just an inevitable 10-game losing streak somewhere in their season. Now, they haven't reached that number yet, somehow, miraculously. But after April 11th, 8-game losing streak. So they went from 7-8 to 7-16. So bad stretch, then immediately followed up with great stretch where they win 10 of 15 games, and they improved to 17 and 21. This is leading up to a 10-game stretch of division opponents. They started the series against Cleveland. They were 2.5 back. They won the first 2 games. Then they're half a game back. They have erased everything that has happened. And you're like, okay, we feel really good about where they are. They sit half a game back against the Guards or Tigers or a combination of both.
And I will just mention that point of the season, right then last week, it was one of the most important stretches. You win 2 games against the then competing division leader. It was between them and the Tigers. The conversation was, we're officially back, and then there's people that are like, this is the Royals. They sucked all year. I need to see more before I can actually say that they're back. That week, I was listening to a lot of 610 or 96.5, and people like Bob Fesco were super disbelief, but then Dusty Likens was like, we're finally back.
Yeah.
The Royals are actually good at baseball. This is what we thought we'd see. I was bought in because I thought that the April
Same, yeah.
drought was the worst we're going to see all year.
I'm in the same boat. I was like, our worst baseball is behind us. It's only up from here. Like, this team's going to figure it out. Fast forwarding, getting us caught up to today, had another extended losing streak of 6 games, a 12-game stretch where they lost 9 of those 12 games, which gets us to today. They were a half game back at one point. They now sit at last place in the division and are 6.5 games back with a record of 20 and 28.
It's gross. If you're going to predict that we're going to have another bad stretch, okay, fine. But if you're looking at it from an AL Central standpoint, I would not have predicted after winning those first 2 games that Cleveland was going to be the one to run away with it, that the White Sox were going to be in second place above 500, sweeping the Royals. I didn't think that the Royals were going to completely break the Tigers like they did. Right now, the Tigers are tied with the Royals right now at 20 and 28 record, last in the division, 6.5 games back. And then the Twins are just the Twins. They're just right there in the middle.
My thought is, you have the great stretches, the average stretches, the bad stretches. You had a great stretch where you just erased all of your wrongdoings. And you don't expect to just have a great stretch the rest of the season. That's just not realistic. To follow your great stretch with an even worse stretch than your previous bad stretch. So I'm like, can we please, if we're going to have a great stretch, can we just follow it with an average stretch? Where are the average stretches? I think I heard Dayton Moore say the goal with him, with his teams, was to have 2 good months of baseball, winning months, and then be 500 the rest of the way and the rest of the months. And that's a recipe for the postseason.
Dayton Moore? Okay. Give me more of that.
Hey-o. So that's where I'm at. Find the average stretches, minimize the bad stretches. We know we can't eliminate them, but minimize them. We can't have 14 games combined of losing streaks on May 19th at time of recording. You can't have that and expect to be a playoff team. Hey, we're mowing.
I wonder if they can. You probably can't see it in the camera, but yeah. Sorry if you guys can hear that on the mic. The lawnmowers are here. But anyway, yeah, we are so hot and cold. Players individually are hot and cold. It's not just the team. It's not like a collective, everyone's taking a dump all at once. We scored 5 runs 2 games in a row, had 2 6-5 losses against the White Sox. And at that first game, I have to mention, the first game of that series, we hit back-to-back solo home runs. Not back-to-back. It was Bobby hit a solo home run. Vinny got out. Salvy hit a solo home run. You texted me and said, how do you feel about multiple solo home runs? And I'm like, I already know how this game is going to end. We're going to lose by 1 run. It was just inevitable. Yeah. That's just how I saw it. And then, lo and behold, we lose by 1 run. So frustrating. Like, what are the odds this season that we score 5 runs, but then our starting pitcher has one of the worst outings of his season and gives up 5 earned runs? We were playing like the definition of uncomplimentary baseball. I said it in my recap short of that series is, like, when the starting pitching is really hot, the offense is cold, but like when the offense is hot, the bullpen is cold, and it sucks the fun right out of it. At the fear of it being redundant, I won't continue ranting.
I mean, that's just the name of the game, obviously, but yeah, you've said it. Can we just have complimentary baseball where we can, the starting pitching, Royals are, last we checked, they were second in the league. We still are with quality starts.
They said that in the last broadcast. Okay, so I think we have like 24 or 25 quality starts.
So they're
second behind the Dodgers.
What's better than 24?
29.
Hey, but yeah. So you're leading. You're top 2 in the league in quality starts. There's 1.5 people in your bullpen that you're really comfortable giving the ball to, and Daniel Lynch and sometimes Lucas Urzeg.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the fans. This is Remington. We call him Poop. Boy, do you have anything to say? Okay, that's kind of that. I said it in one of my shorts. I want to point the finger at somebody. I was going to use a graphic. I just didn't really, the way I recorded it didn't really work out. I was going to use the stages of grief.
Acceptance. I think that's later,
something.
but
Yeah. That's kind of like the way I'm looking at it with some of these games. I'm catching myself going through the 5 stages of grief.
Yeah.
It's like, what just happened? Who can I blame right now? Because I cannot believe this just happened. Actually, I do believe it happened because I called it pretty much. How did this happen? Who can I blame? This kind of goes into the news we saw this morning. The Royals starting lineup for game number 2 against the Boston Red Sox tonight. Garcia's batting first, Bobby's hitting second, Salvy's hitting third, Thomas is fourth, Cags is fifth, Marte is sixth, Pasquantino is seventh, Lofton is eighth, and Carter Jensen is ninth. Vinny being in the bottom third of the lineup finally after his horrible production is kind of warranted at this point.
Needed to happen. Yeah.
Carter Jensen hitting 9 makes no sense to me. I think that sometimes they throw in a 9 hitter that's actually successful so that if that bottom half can get on base, if they can get on base as well, you're driving in some runs with your 1, 2, 3 hitters. That's kind of where it's at.
There is somebody very important missing from this list, and I tried to give him some props in the last short that I made on Monday. Kyle Isbell. Didn't expect much out of him this season, but he's one of the more productive players on the roster. Has like a 274 on batting average. On batting average. Batting average is a made-up stat. I'm working on it. Trying to get with my analytics people. But 274 batting average. He's in the middle of a 6-game hitting streak, which I know isn't a lot. But please explain to me why somebody that is as hot as Kyle Isbell is, why is he not in the lineup?
It's because Quatrero is too busy making grilled cheese sandwiches in the dugout.
Do you ever feel good about Lane Thomas being in the cleanup spot on this team?
No.
Is that a winning recipe?
I don't know if that's happened yet. And if it has, it can't be.
I've seen him in the 3-hole. I've seen Nick Lofton in the 3-hole.
I've seen 3 holes.
If you're going to switch up the lineup, if you're going to put Vinny Pasquantino 7th, I'm glad that Jack Caglione is 5th. Why not make Jack Caglione 4th?
Yeah.
Why not make Carter Jensen 5th?
I want to get excited about the Royals, and when I see a lineup like this, it's just hard to. Like, we're actually getting Cags in the lineup. Pasquantino's going down, which is one of the main things that people have been griping about, but this kind of segues into a point I wanted to make. So this time last week, the Royals were coming off of a successful homestand. We went 4-3 against the Guardians and the Tigers. We had an off day on Monday, so this time last week when we recorded, we had not even played the White Sox yet.
I'm surprised Cags is even in this lineup.
Is it a lefty?
It's a lefty.
What? We get 3 games swept in Chicago, and then we lose 2 out of 3 in St. Louis. And then we come home, and we lose the first game against Boston. That third game against St. Louis on Sunday, a 2-0 game. Salvador Perez hits a solo home run, which I hate. And then he gets a sacrifice fly, if I remember correctly. Or sacrifice something.
Yeah, it was, in the first inning, RBI, 4th inning, solo shot.
Okay, so productive out, you get a run. Great, thank you, Salvador. Solo home run, I mean, it's... Usually the Royals lose that game. You know what I'm saying? A solo home run. I was expecting us to lose that game, and then the Cardinals just never scored. We actually had a great outing from Kolek, and then, Kolek, you guys need to remember who that guy is. I don't want to keep putting it off. I think Salvador Perez saved some jobs. On Sunday, if the Royals would have lost, I could have seen someone getting fired. We would have been on a 7-game losing streak. There was basically no positivity in sight. And if it weren't for Salvador Perez doing what he does best, getting very low leverage runs, he didn't even reach base safely in his first run that he drove in, and then he gets a solo home run, so low leverage situation. If he doesn't get those runs, we're going into extras and we're losing because we're away. I already know that's how it would have ended. It didn't end that way. Royals fans are gunning for Salvy's job because he's old and slow, and people are so quick to forget all the greatness that he's provided, but that is in the past. So we all love Salvador Perez, and I don't think anyone, if you were in Quatrero's situation, I don't think you would just quit playing him. He's, no offense to Carter Jensen, but Carter Jensen is a rookie at catcher. He needs to get a lot better, and he has a lot of time to do so, but Salvador Perez on offense so far has not been doing great. And we had a little comparison that we were going to pull up with his stats compared to Caglianone's stats. But the deeper we looked, runs accounted for. He accounted for some runs. He had horrible stats compared to Cags. Cags was his batting average was almost double. His on-base percentage was almost double. Is that a dog?
There's a dog in the wall.
There's a dog in the wall. I didn't know she had a dog. Anyway, runs accounted for, and the importance of having Salvy behind the dish is like where his value comes from. Mm-hmm. But that shows that, Salvy's playing more games than Cags did in that stretch, which is also a huge controversy. To just kind of circle it back, that game was so frustrating. I almost wish we would have lost, because that's the game we have been losing, but to our credit, we won. Happy about it, of course. How much worse does it need to get for there to be change is kind of my question. We saw the Royals battle back once this year with a great stretch. Are we going to bank on having another great stretch just to get back to 500? Are we going to, you said it, can we go 6-4, 6-4, 6-4? So far, we went 10 out of 15, which made up 5 games of the 6 that you asked for, and then we just lose it all.
We lost it and then some.
Yeah,
we're in a worse spot today than we were before that 10 out of 15 stretch.
Yeah.
And what you're asking, I thought about it on the drive over, actually.
Really?
I've thought about this hitting staff. Who's to blame? Hitting coaches. And, you look at the on-field coaching staff, Matt Cotrero, Brian Sweeney, Alex Zumwalt, Connor Dawson, Marcus Timms, and you go up, front office, JJ Piccolo. He definitely holds a lot of blame. I don't know if I'm wanting to talk about him yet.
Piccolo, is that your...
Yeah, Piccolo. Okay. With how poorly the offense has performed, like no chance that Alex Zumwalt, Connor Dawson, and Marcus Timms are on this staff next season.
All three of them. Could there be one of them?
Maybe, but you brought in Dawson and Timms because the people that were in those spots weren't cutting it. You brought them in, and it has not improved. I was in the camp that Zumwalt should have gone last season.
Yeah.
And it's this awkward spot of, well, we retained him, so we don't want to fire him. But I think you should just bite the bullet and get rid of Zumwalt. You look at what teams have done, like the Phillies, just they fired Rob Thompson. Mm-hmm. The Phillies are like 14-4 under Don Mattingly as our interim manager, and they're now back over 500 in contention. I don't know where the Red Sox really are since getting rid of Alex Cora. I think they're in a little better spot, but they're not blowing anybody out of the water. But
they're still in last place, but they're they're a half game ahead of the Royals record.
Okay, so they're in a better spot than the Royals. But for me, it's like, okay, Zumwald's probably not going to be here at the end of the season anyway. You get rid of him, maybe that puts a spark into the lineup.
Well, let me just ask, not to be stupid or snarky, but does Zumwalt make the lineups? No.
He doesn't. Does Cotrero make the lineups?
Yes. Doesn't he?
Does he?
Yes.
Does
Pretty
he?
Sure. Does he not?
With a lot of help from the front office, with a lot of help from an analytics staff that probably tells him how, or at least advises on how to set a lineup, I would say.
It's like, hey, I'm not the one gunning for Q's job. I have not openly stated that that's my position. However, I will say it has been not enjoyable to watch. I know we're only 8, I say this stupidly, we're only 6.5 games back right now, and we have seen the Royals come back from that already.
Right.
But right now, Guardians look like they're going to be the team to beat in the Central right now. At least they might be.
They do, because they don't have to be good. They just have to be average.
Yeah. We've been saying all season that the AL Central is the tightest division in baseball. That's not the case anymore. So the NL Central, who is actually really good, they're the tightest division in baseball, with only 5 games back between first and last place, and last place team is exactly 500, 24-24. So unfortunately, it is still a really tight division, but we all suck. I'm looking at, I wanted to mention the games against teams above 500. So the entire division, the entire American League Central, against teams that are above 500. The Guardians are 9 wins, 9 losses. The White Sox are 6 wins, 9 losses. Twins are 4-11, horrible. Tigers are 8-11, and the Royals, again, horrible, 8-18. 7-17 on the road. 10 games below 500 on the road. So
Yeah.
I said earlier, like, could the Guardians go up against some teams that are actually good, and maybe their record will come down, and maybe the Royals can go against some crappy teams? I want to know who to blame. I want to know who to point the finger at. And I've always been keep the players accountable. When Salvador Perez and Vinny Pasquantino are your two big star name players, they got bobbleheads, and there's
Baseball! Bobblehead.
I couldn't mute that fast enough, dude. mute. But no, whenever they're the ones that we want to be cheering for. They're the ones we want to buy their jerseys, and they're just having the coldest start to the season. Like history would tell us, if they're about to go off and we're about to run away with 10 out of 15 two more times, then, I'm okay with that. We just need to see this start happening now, because this is how people lose their jobs. Like, if Quachero is not the problem and it's the players being bad, I would hate for Quachero to be the scapegoat and him get fired. Same thing with Alex Zumwalt. Like, I will give him credit where it's due. He basically completely saved Garcia's swing, and now Garcia is actually pretty good. Not recently. He's been getting ground balls every single at-bat, but it's like, I don't want the Royals to make a bad assessment and start just kicking to the curb all the people that might actually be a bright spot in the team whenever all these other players are not being held accountable because it's just the players sucking.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned it a while ago, I am the accountability of the players, and like Zumwalt will be doing everything he can day to day. Like he could not be that bad at his job, but then the players just suck.
They just aren't. Yeah.
Like, I just don't know who to point the finger at, and it's hard for me to be super hold the offense accountable whenever we've had a really, really rough stretch with starting pitching. But you got to play complimentary. You got whenever the starting pitchers are not doing well, the offense, you got to pick them up, and that's what good teams do.
That's my thing. Yeah. It's like, okay, your starting pitching gave up 5 runs today. Great. Score 6 runs.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. Yeah. That's how it works.
Lock in.
Yeah.
If you can't lock in, you're not good.
Yeah, and I think, is it Matt Contreras' fault? Is it the players' fault? Is it the hitting, coaching? Is it the X, Y, and Z? Is it the roster construction? Because you look at it and you go, okay, what was the plan this season? Like you and I talked about it. It was, okay, we're gonna expect Vinny, Salvy, Bobby, Michael to do what they did last year, and maybe then some.
Expect India to improve.
He's dead. And we had a reasonable expectation that India would improve.
Yeah.
Jack Caglione can't be worse than he was last year. We expect Carter Jensen in the 20 game sample size that he gave us. Like, okay, he's going to be productive.
Mm-hmm.
So it was counting on players to do what they did last year, expecting 2 young players to be a vital piece of your lineup. Isaac Collins, on base machine. I've actually not minded Isaac Collins.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching Isaac Collins.
Kyle Isbell. Honestly, Kyle Isbell's been a pleasant surprise. Wasn't really factoring him into the offensive success.
Yeah.
Should they have gone out and got Jarren Duran?
No, because he sucks this year.
Okay, but let's say he comes here.
I will. Yeah.
Because you could do that same thing. It was like last year, Anthony Santander, I think, been injured for like a year and a half at this point. That was a name that Royals fans wanted because he was a power hitter in Baltimore and he was really productive offensively. Like, could he have come over here and been a great outfielder in KC? Obviously, we know what we know, and we're glad that it didn't happen. But
would you take a slumping Jarren Duran over an injured Chris Bubich? That's not going to help the team at all, being injured. I mean, you can't help injuries, but at the same time, it's like,
I mean,
you got to plan for that.
Who was the name that was on the trade block for Duran? It was Cole Reagans, who is on the IL. Would you rather have a available Jarren Duran? They say.
Comment down below. What would you rather have?
Now it's funny because I don't even we say all that, and I don't want Jarren Duran because I don't see the offense as I don't see the outfield as a problem offensively like I did in 24 and 25. So I'm okay with them not making the trade. Yeah, Cole Reagans is injured and that stinks, but Stephen Kolek has stepped up and filled in amazingly.
Great.
Yeah. Bailey Falter is going to go for Chris Bubich tonight. We'll see what he does. Can he be Noah Cameron? I'll take him being Noah Cameron.
Yeah. For the first little bit, if he can go 5 innings, giving up 2-3 runs, do I see the Royals winning that game? Kind of no, but at the same time, I'd like to see us have an opportunity.
Sure. But yeah, to like, I guess round out my point.
Yeah.
You had these expectations of Vinny and Salvy and X, Y, and Z are going to do all these things. Bobby's doing great. Michael, he's fine. He's regressed a little bit, I would say.
Yeah.
And I would say you've even had frustrations with him this season, but like
Mostly on the effort front. It seems
Yeah.
like he's not doing well because of effort.
Yeah. But
It's
like
not locked in.
Vinny, we know historically April's not good for him. We're on the back third of May at this point, and we're still like, hello,
Vincent?
you there? And so that's somebody that two players that accounted for 200 plus RBIs and 60 plus home runs in 2025 have been absent from your lineup. You're not going to have a good season if those two players aren't producing.
Yeah.
And that's everything else aside. Those two players are the problem,
Yeah.
Vinny and Salvy. And
Yeah.
we've said it. Salvy has earned the right to walk away when he wants to. He is a Hall of Famer. He has done anything and everything for the Royals in his career. Should he be in the 3-hole night in and night out? No.
Probably not.
Put him. He should, at this point, he should be in the bottom third of the lineup.
I mean, I think I'd rather see Cags up to bat than Salvy at this point in his career. Like, I know that's upsetting, but like the hard hit rate is there. Batting average on balls in play is up from Carter and Cags. Like, hi.
Well, who's the future of the Royals?
That's a great question.
Cags, Jensen.
Yep.
Salvy is on his way out. Is
Yeah.
Vinny the future of the Royals? At this point,
Probably not, man.
No.
Like, that's a hot take, clearly. Like, that's not what we want. But
And I'm somebody this offseason that was like, give him a mega extension.
yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, my 3 wishes, like one of my main hot takes, I mention it all the time, is I wanted to extend Michael Garcia. I wanted to extend Carter Jensen, even though he's young, but we were seeing it left and right. Players that aren't even in the major leagues are getting extensions. Yeah. And then Vinny Pasquantino, just from what he'd brought on all the seasons that he was healthy, he was a person that drove in runs. And even if he's not, hitting doubles and reaching safely, he's still driving in runs and we're scoring runs. You want to see it the more exciting way with home runs and doubles, but the runs were there, the RBIs were there, and so far this year it has been, to quote him, bleeping bleep.
Pretty much.
I think the whole fan base just wants accountability.
Well, we want action. We want action.
Yeah, and to this point of Quachero and JJ Piccolo, I used to give them praise by saying at least they're doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just kind of seems like they're doing too much, and then the things that they're doing too much of doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all having to say like, wait, that's not, wait, no, wait.
Well, it's like, yeah, like we have Lane Thomas as the cleanup hitter, and I know the logic. Like their logic is, well, his reverse splits are insane against lefties.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, but does that warrant him being in the 4-hole?
I would need to see like his slugging or something.
4 for 5 with 3 RBIs tonight.
He's gonna hit for the cycle
Stupid.
tonight.
Yeah.
Hit a grand slam. You probably have a higher baseball IQ than I do. I'm never gonna say that I'm anything more than a surface level Royals fan. I care deeply, but I know very shallow.
I'm a little bit of a nerd.
And I won't finish that. Elias Diaz should not be starting at catcher, really ever. Caglione should probably never be out of the lineup. If he's not going to be hitting or he's not going to be starting in right field, he needs to be at least the designated hitter.
Jack Caglione just doesn't get in the lineup against lefties. He just doesn't. He's a left-handed hitter. Typically, you want lefties to go against righties and righties to go against lefties.
Yes.
The very little data tells us
Very little data.
that Cag shouldn't play against lefties. Shouldn't be in the lineup against lefties. He has 32 plate appearances against lefties versus 120 plate appearances against righties. How do we know that he's really that bad against lefties when you've only given him 32 chances?
Fabulous point. Because how are we going to come up with an opinion if we haven't tried it?
On the surface, his slash line against lefties in that small sample size I gave, he's batting 194 with a 219 on base, 355 slugging, 574 OPS. That's horrible. Yes. But compared to a 271, 350, 467, 817, that's really good.
Yeah.
Against righties. Give it a chance to balance out, though.
You're just going to make his entire career only against right-handed pitchers? Like, is that what you're wanting your power option of your entire team to be in the future?
One of the best prospects the Royals have had in a long time in Jack Caglione. Let him fail. Let him fail. Get the work in real time, especially with the way the offense is right now. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
Because it's
We're already losing.
Yeah.
Like, how much worse could it get? We say that. Oh, gosh.
I'm not an advocate to just
tank
a season and lose a season, but at this point, you're 6.5 games back. You're 8 games under 500. I'm not delusional. I still have hope because of how early it is, but like Fangraphs has the Royals right now 20% chance of making the postseason. Just making the postseason.
Yeah.
10% to win the division. So
where they were favorites to win the division before the season started.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. They were, and that's the frustration. So this season is just obviously not going how anybody expected it to.
Yeah.
So you might as well lean into that a little bit and go, you know what? This isn't what we hoped for. We have some really good young talent that we might as well use this season, strengthen them in their weaknesses. And who knows? Maybe they do that, and Jack Caglione and Carter Jensen are the spark that the Royals needed.
I see the news of Chris Bubich going down for a 15-day IL stint, and then they bring up Eli Morgan. Like, we've seen a little bit of Eli Morgan. He is extremely hot and cold. It's one of our best options, but at the same time, it is going directly into what we're asking to not get hot and cold. We want to see a little bit of consistency. If anyone can just show me some consistency, you're going to be rewarded. Unless your name is Kyle Isbell, you're going to get benched if you have a 6-game hitting streak. Whenever these injuries happen and the unforeseen happens, and the only people we have to fall back on is who's in our system, our team is our team. This is the group that we've built. And the people that are in AAA, those are the only backups we have unless we start making trades. That's just how it works. If your team stinks, then your team stinks. And you're going to have to figure out, can these players start to have big, huge moments, or are they just going to continue to not be the best? And 29 teams in the MLB are all in the same boat as us, where we're not good enough. And there's some fan bases that think, like, for example, recency bias would be the Cardinals. They completely are in the middle of a rebuild season, and they are running away with a record that nobody was expecting.
Yep. Before
the season started, we were talking, what's a successful season for the Royals? You mentioned, make the postseason. Mine was win a postseason series. We were looking at looking around the league to see, and the Cardinals had the lowest projected number of wins. They were only supposed to win like 65 or something.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, is that true? Is that even possible? And you're like, well, they're just not the team they used to be. They were going through a rebuild. Sometimes that works. Like, look no further than the Chiefs in the rebuild season that they made. They were able to win a Super Bowl. So I'm not going to be the ignorant one that thinks that we're the one that's going to just sell off, fire Q, fire Zumwalt, trade Salvy, trade Reagans, trade Bubich, get all the prospects. We're just going to bring them all up from AAA before they're supposed to, and we're just going to ball out and go to the postseason. Like, that's not what I'm expecting. What I'm expecting is for some of these players that we're paying money to actually start hitting and doing what they're supposed to do, like Vinny, not to be redundant, but that's the answer. And if your answer is start firing people, that's not going to really work. That doesn't usually work. When you start firing people in the middle of the season, you start selling off all your pieces. That's called a tanking season. Your intention is to not trade off, and you can either be buyers or sellers during the season. And if you're a seller, traditionally, you don't become a winning team. You become a losing team. And then the players that you brought in from all the selling, they become your future. And right now, we're in the future of what we were supposed to be when the JJ Piccolo regime began. We had all these investments of certain players. We signed the Garcia. We signed the Vinny to an extension. We signed whoever else. I mean, Bubich avoided arbitration. Who else we bring in? I'm having a mind blank right now. We brought back India. We traded for Collins and Mears, and everyone is just collectively not meeting expectations, and it's really sad. Like, this is our team, and if you want it to change, don't expect the change to be what's going to heal the team this season. That's all I have to say about it. Like, in a perfect world, we wouldn't really. There's two scenarios that people have these crack dreams about. It's, we're going to trade everybody away, fire all the coaches, fire the manager, fire the GM. We're going to be a new regime where it's going to start winning. tomorrow.
Yeah, then they're going to win 25 out of 30 games. No.
Yeah, that's almost never how it works. And if it does work that way, it's an awesome dream situation.
You're the 2026 Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah. But the other dream would be that we just all lock in and everything starts clicking and Vinny starts hitting 290. He's driving in, getting more home runs, and Salvy's getting home runs, and
Yeah,
those are the things that can happen.
That's the thing is like Salvy's hitting 200 or 205. Vinny's like just under 200, and it's like, okay, we're not asking Vinny to hit 290 tomorrow, but can he hit 225 by this time next month?
Yeah.
Can he hit 250 by July?
Yeah.
It just chip away.
Have a 5-game winning streak or 5-game hitting streak. Drive in 4 runs. Have a hot couple of series. Have a hot week.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna instantly just feel yourself again. Like Vinny, he was trying to. I was watching an interview that a sideline reporter or someone had before a game, and he was like, "My swing feels normal. I'm seeing the ball fine. I just feel like something's just not right." As soon as these swings that he thinks are fine, and he's seeing the ball fine, if he's actually getting hits, it's going to start clicking, and he's just going to be on a roll.
Yeah.
And once you're hot, historically, he does well. Same thing with Salvy. I want to see this team do well with who we have because I think we can.
Well, I mean, I might be crazy, but I like the team that the Royals have.
Yeah.
Like history tells you that this team should be good.
Yeah.
So that's the trouble. But I don't want to keep harping on it. In fact, if you're down, I want to change it to something positive.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Salvador Perez is on his way to doing something really awesome. We've talked about it earlier on in the season. I mentioned it in the short I made the other day. But Salvador Perez, after his home run on Sunday, that put him at 310 career home runs, which is second all time in career home runs, behind George Brett. George Brett has 317 home runs.
You said that you wanted to see that record broken before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Is that something you still see happening?
I don't think
2 months. 2 months.
That's not impossible at all. In fact, I think it's more than doable. I think I'd see him on his way to. I think he'll have 320 by then.
Ooh, hot take.
Which is
I
a
love
lot.
that.
But I was actually looking at this list of all-time Royals home runs. So number 1, George Brett, Salvador Perez with 310. Mike Sweeney with how many? 197.
Wow.
Amos Otis 193. And then rounding out the top 5, Alex Gordon with 190.
Gordo. What a gap. I wouldn't have guessed that Mike Sweeney was 115 back of Salvy right now. That's crazy. That's a lot of home runs.
The Royals have a pitcher-friendly ballpark, right? 1969 is when it was their first season. 1973 is when Kauffman Stadium opened, or Royals Stadium opened. The fact that in that stretch of history, there have only been 2 Royals that have passed 200 career home runs is crazy to me.
It's just a small market team, man. It's insane to know that like we look at who's the best players in Royals history, and it's kind of a small list. Like if you are really talking, who could you actually argue is the best player in Royal history? It's clearly George Brett, and then Salvy might be arguing for number 2, depending on what you're valuing. I mean,
yeah, Salvador Perez is the second best Royal of all time.
Okay.
I don't think there's any arguing that. I think it's George Brett, Salvador Perez, and George Brett, big gap. Salvador Perez, big gap. Of who's next?
Frank White, Alex Gordon.
Alex Gordon, Brett Saberhagen, Mike Sweeney.
Yeah, everybody loves Salvy. I'm never trying to get on here and just get in front of a microphone and camera and poop on Salvy. That's not what I'm doing at all. I love Salvador Perez.
Yeah.
In fact, I love him so much. I don't want to see him get traded away. I don't want to see him get benched. I don't want to see him in the bottom third of the lineup. That's not where Salvy's supposed to be living. It's just whenever he's performing so badly.
Yeah, your point. He's at a point in his career where he needs to be batting 7th, though. 7th or under. Like, and it's not even an indictment on Salvy. That's just how it is. Starling Marte. Starling Marte was a respectable, everyday player in this league for a long time. That's just not who he is anymore. He's a role player. Albert Pujols, the greatest hitter of his generation, got cut by the Angels because he wasn't producing, and then went to the Dodgers, and then went to the Cardinals and went crazy and eclipsed 700 career home runs.
Something I want to mention real quick. The shirtless dudes. if you missed it, during game 1 on Friday against the St. Louis Cardinals, the Royals were going into extra innings, and the Cardinals fans decided to rally by all taking off their shirts and going into one big section. It really broke my heart to lose a game to a guy named Pozo. But whenever you have an entire section full of shirtless Chads spinning their shirts around, I almost, out of respect for the game and for principle, am happy that that moment happened. So that was awesome. And then a couple of things I wanted to mention. Stephen A. Smith, he's beside himself right now. What would he say to Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice?
Stay off the weed.
And what's funny, in the NFL, you're allowed to smoke weed, but not when you're on probation. So he will have to serve an additional 30 days in prison. Rashee Rice is missing OTAs and mandatory minicamp.
Rashee Rice might be stupid.
I didn't say it.
This is like you got.
This is like
now.
now.
Yeah,
This is like now.
Get your butt in
so
there.
he's on his way to Leavenworth right
Leavenworth.
now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got one here that came across earlier. Joey Chestnut. Everybody knows Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating or the eating competition goat. You see him do the Nathan's
The
hot
throat
dog
goat.
eating competition.
Throat goat.
Yeah, the throat goat on July 4th. Hot dog eating champion Joey Chestnut pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery over a bar altercation, according to court records obtained by U.S. Weekly. This is on U.S. Weekly. Chestnut, who claimed his 17th victory in the 2025 Nathan's hot dog eating contest after a one-year absence, will be on probation during July 4th weekend at New York City's Coney Island after he was accused of striking a man at an Indiana bar in March.
Hey, Joey, I can eat more hot dogs than you.
Let's look out for that ankle monitor. No, that's house
Yeah.
arrest. But
Same thing.
he's got an ankle monitor.
So who are you cheering for? Is Matt Stoney going to make his next appearance?
I don't know.
I love Matt Stoney. I just watched a video of that man eat like 8 pounds of bologna
Dude.
in like 4 minutes.
Eating contests are disgusting.
It's not about being cute. It's about how much can you get in there.
It is
how fast.
disgusting. And the fact that we ever let this be a thing is an abomination.
What do you mean? It's America. It's like one of the
Maybe that is the problem. It's America.
problem. Who said it's a problem? Eating is one of the things that America is best at. Why
I
not
know.
make it a sport?
All right, that's fair.
If you could be a professional athlete and you were gifted at eating lots of food, would you not use it to make money? The Joker said it himself. If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Who's to say I'm not good at eating? I've never tried it. Have we had this conversation? We're about to go on a tangent. You could be the greatest
We have had this
tennis
conversation.
player of all time, but you've never played tennis.
Yep.
Or I could be the greatest ice skater of all time,
Yep.
but I've never put the work into it. Like,
Yeah.
could you? There's something out there that we could be doing right now where we are just known as the best, but we just have never unlocked it.
That's so true.
Let's get into. We have some exciting news on the show.
Yes, some very, very exciting news.
that we did over the week, and I'm gonna actually throw it over to you
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every show we do an honorable mention, and we were sitting here kind of talking about what we were going to make, and usually we keep it a surprise for each other. And this one we were just kind of talking about the big week that we had, and we kind of just started to talk about how we want to be as open and, you know, I don't want to be like
Transparent.
Yeah, we want to be transparent with you guys about how this Everybody Loves Royals journey is going. And our honorable mention is that Brandon and I have officially started an LLC. So that's one step in the right direction. Here, very, very soon, the game will start to change. It's been a great and very fun 6.5 months since we started Everybody Loves Royals back in early November. But we're officially at the size and viewership that we can probably start reaching out for sponsorship. This is going to come, you know, we're not going to be shilling constantly, but just so you guys know, you know, we are openly looking for sponsors and we're trying to keep it in the Kansas City area. We're going to be partnering with someone to help advertise their stuff so that we can mutually benefit from some things. And there's a lot of things that we can do to do this, but we wanted to share some numbers just to kind of tell you guys about where we are right now after 6 months of organic growth. We even tried to boost some posts.
We failed miserably.
We failed miserably. And we had to verify our accounts and stuff that we hadn't created yet. And
Well,
yeah.
so on it, you have to disclose that it's a paid boost or it's a
Yeah.
paid
Yeah.
short. Real, whatever. So it'll say paid for by X, Y, and Z. And we didn't have our LLC or anything legal set up yet. So we would have had to have done like an individual. And it was giving me a preview on YouTube, and it said paid for by Brandon Eugene Johnson. And I was like,
I was proud of that. I wanted it.
I was like, I don't think I want that.
Yeah.
So
total organic growth across all platforms right now, we are sitting at about 1,180 followers. We love all 1,200 of you
TikTok,
very, very much.
TikTok carrying hard.
Yeah. TikTok, we're at 939. YouTube, 119 subscribers. Instagram, 64 followers. Facebook, 35 followers. And Twitter, 23 followers. And total views across all platforms, we're sitting at 287,000 views, which is pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
We crossed that 1,000 total follower threshold not too long ago. It seems like TikTok is the one that every time we post, we get an additional 10 or 15 followers, which is great. Thank you so much for doing that.
Short form, the way that it works for most people is you're not following the people that you're actually watching content from.
Yeah.
So make sure if you're watching us and you see us consistently, make sure you're actually following us, because you might think that you're following us and you're not actually following us. So confirm that.
Likes and comments actually really help with the push that the social media platforms give you. So something we were looking at, just to kind of be even more transparent, is our observation of each of these platforms is so unique. Each platform is very, very, very different, and it's been really interesting. So we get insane views on TikTok and an insane following on TikTok. YouTube, we're having a really hard time getting followers, but we're getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
Instagram, very little viewership.
Figure it out, Meta.
Yeah, Meta, it pushes it on Facebook, but like we'll post a video, it'll be really popular for the first 30 minutes to 24 hours, like sometimes. But then everything else on that platform just drops off the face of the earth. Like you'll get 2 or 3 views from collectively from all the other stuff, while one is getting thousands of views. So it's really interesting. And each of these platforms has a specific fan base too, I would say. YouTube, there's people that watch our podcast, the full length, like what we're recording right now. And then the shorts, if you look at the demographic, it's younger people. Yeah. It's people 18 to 29. TikTok is all over the place. All sorts of regions, all over the country. It is still pretty tightly in the Kansas City area, because every time we hashtag certain hashtags, multiple posts in a row, it seems to really push it to people that are looking at that, subject. But then like Meta, there's very little data. It only goes back 90 days. It's really hard to actually pinpoint our analytics, but Facebook is carrying on the Instagram Facebook area. And Facebook, the videos that get popular, it's funny, like everyone says it, this is what all content creators say. If you spend multiple days or multiple hours investing into one project and you're trying really hard on one project, it always ends up being the one that doesn't get very many views, but then the one that you just kind of throw out there and just let be out there flapping amongst the wind, that ends up being the one that goes viral and gets you tons of viewers and followers.
We've literally had that. I think about short that we made about hats and prices of apparel. I remember I was like, I don't think I'm going to make this because I don't really see the point. And you were like, well, just make it. You never know. Yeah. And it was like one of our best pieces of content.
It was the most popular one that ever happened. Another little example before I make my point, the breaking news that the Royals were moving to Crown Center. We were really excited to make that breaking news video, and it only got like 200 views on YouTube. And TikTok, it also didn't do too great. It takes me 5 minutes to sit up in my room upstairs and make a sleep paralysis demon video of Rex Hudler and Ryan Lefevre, and it's our most popular video on TikTok by far. It took me a total of 30 minutes to make it, and we got so many followers, so many. Like, we're going to keep making funny little trends like that when we can think of it being relevant. Yeah. But it's just like, it's been really fun to look at the different, and Twitter. On Twitter, if it's not just some kind of jump out on your face, like totally clickbait, totally
engagement baiting stuff,
it's just not going to do well. We only get a couple dozen views on most of our videos on X because it's just not clickbaity enough. But a couple of times we've gotten good views is when it's like the most clickbait title that we could have ever thought of.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun. So, and if you are a audio platform person, we're going to start on Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Podcasts. So, and we're going to be focusing more on that just to kind of see. We did notice that some podcast viewers specifically, it actually was something like 92% of podcast listeners still prefer the audio version, so they just have it in the background or when they're working out or driving or whatever the case may be. I know whenever I do chores, if I'm doing dishes, trash, laundry, whatever it might be, I have my phone in my pocket playing a podcast or something. That's, or I'll have headphones and listen to music, but usually I'm like, oh, I haven't listened to a podcast in a week. There's got to be something good in there, and I'll just throw something on. And if that's the way you do it, that's great. So I know a lot of people that are still on Pandora. I know it's 96.5 The Fan is on Odyssey, so there's a large sports fan base on Odyssey. So we're going to be available on all of those platforms. And really, lastly, it's just touching on how we're going to grow next. With us starting to accept sponsors and affiliates, what's going to look like is you'll look down in the bio section. There'll be a bunch of, different places. We're going to hope to be affiliated with maybe hopefully like a ticket sales place. Brandon likes SeatGeek. I like one called TickPick. We're going to look into both of them, see if we're able to sweet talk one of them into letting us be a salesman for them. We're just going to invest all of it right back into growing and marketing. We're going to get out into the community. We're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing collaborations with other creators. If you are a creator and you want to collaborate with us, reach out. We've been saying this every single day of all 6.5 months of this. If you have any suggestions, if you have any thoughts, opportunities, if you want to grow with us, we would be more than happy to hear you out at least. Like, we're never going to, at least for now, we're never going to charge to be on someone else's podcast as long as it's relevant to us. Yeah. So, like, we want to make sure that we're honing in on the fan base. We want to make sure that the Royals crowd and fans are the ones that are seeing us.
If you're watching this, you're listening to us consistently, and you're asking, we're telling you all this, and you're going, well, how can I help? Mm-hmm. Your job is to tell people about us, word of mouth. Share this with one person. We say it, your job each and every week is to share this with one person, and hopefully that person shares this with one person, and it just kind of creates a chain reaction of people sharing this with one friend. So if you like what we do and you like Everybody Loves Royals and you're here week in and week out, share it with somebody. Share it on Facebook. Share it on social media. Mm-hmm. That will, any way we can get more traffic to what we're doing.
Yeah. And I remember when we first started, there was I would say 4 or 5 names of people that I knew personally, specifically, that were big Royals fans that I needed to make sure that they knew that we started the account. A couple of them already followed us on TikTok, which I don't manage the TikTok you do. Yeah. So I was like, full transparency. So it was like, I was like, oh, okay, that's awesome.
Now you know why TikTok's carrying.
Yeah, okay. True. So true. But yeah, it's been really cool. And if the thing is, even if you're not like a over the moon Royals fan, if you're like a surface level fan like me, if you're not even watching all the games and you're just coming here to kind of hear what happened, I encourage you to still go watch the highlights, because it's still fun to watch YouTube highlights of the Royals. You have to see what's happening to get excited, I think. But at the same time, you probably know a couple Royals fans. You sitting here listening right now, if you're hearing my voice, there's probably a couple Royals fans out there that would probably enjoy seeing at least a couple of videos that we've posted. Not to toot our own horn, but we put in a lot of work to try to make a really good product. I'm super perfectionist. It takes me hours to edit because I just want my product to just be the greatest. I have a very, very high bar for myself personally, and somehow Brandon is able to sit down and do it in only a couple hours, and it ends up being just as good.
I have a very, very low bar for myself.
It's so funny. One of our most popular video on YouTube ever was his most recent recap video. And I can already tell you my last recap video, I spent probably triple the amount of time just because I'm so detail. Like it's bad. It's to my own, like.
That short took me 2.5 hours from start to finish.
Yeah. It takes me 2.5 hours just to record it and put it into the computer and cut it together into the rough draft. That's probably 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
From beginning and sitting down at my chair to rough draft being cut, 2.5 hours is probably about that.
But with all that being said, you've kind of, I would say you've driven the creative vision. So
Thank you.
It's not, take that back. Yeah, I would say that you've
special
driven
eyes.
the creative vision. So like your quirks.
Is that what he calls it?
Yeah. Whatever. Your high bar for yourself has benefited both of us.
Yeah. Yeah. And then your insight has helped both of us, I think, because it's helped me kind of stop being as stupid sometimes. That's the way to say it. Anyway, some more little things about this side of everything is like monetization. We're officially at some points with TikTok that we could start doing things like live streams, and we could start getting money if we were to do super chats. So if you guys were to donate for us to read off your comment, that's something we will do soon in the future.
I'm just gonna be fully transparent. My TikTok notes are on my phone, which is that camera. So not helpful, but
It's similar. It's similar to what I just said.
yeah, it's very similar. So there's a few thresholds that are, once we get to 1,000 followers, that opens up some stuff for us, which we are, I think, what did you say, 939 followers on TikTok.
Yep.
So we are very close. But then the big number we need to reach to unlock everything is 10,000 followers, and then there's some watch time goals. And I feel, in the 6+ months that we've been doing it, I feel like we're in a really good spot there.
Yeah.
We're kind of a tenth of the way there on both YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.
To get to fully unlock that, but that's the importance of putting in the work and continuing the grind, and then also the sponsorships and other ways to monetize that are alternative to just those platforms and what they offer.
Yep. And I think those alternative forms of monetization is kind of where we're going to start really leaning into, because that's something we can do today as opposed to something that's going to be unlocked a year from now once we grow a lot more. If the Royals can have an attendance of like 15,000 per night, that means that there's 15,000 Royals fans out there. And the fact that we have 119 YouTube subscribers tells me that a lot of people don't know we exist. We've been doing it for 6 months. We didn't want to shove Royals content down people's throats. But I know that there is a Royals fan base out there. I know that a lot of you guys love the Royals, and just because the Royals aren't performing to our highest expectations, everybody loves the Royals. There's a funny meme that my brother posted one time that was like, hate this team. I can't help it. I was born into this. I have to love them. I'm obligated. Lots of Royals fans are Royals fans because they live here, or they have a dad that was a Royals fan.
Yep.
Their grandpa was a fan. They went to Coffin when they were a kid, something like that. I'd love to hear your story. You can comment down below if you want to share. But the point I'm trying to make, there's lots of fans out there. So if it were to happen organically where you at home are watching this video and you decide to hit that share button and send it to one person you know, or just, lots of people have been supporting us by, we'll make a post and they'll post it to their story on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. We're having a really good time, and we're at a really fun point where we're officially really actually excited to start doing some more things that's not just sit in front of the camera and make videos. Like, I know I'm personally really excited about getting out into the community and having these little, I want to have a table with our logo on it, with a spin wheel, with a bunch of prizes. And I already have a bunch of prizes right behind this wall just waiting to get made. So, we're there, and we're excited to actually get going on that. If I were to hear this from somebody that were in our position, it would be great for me to feel like I'm part of the growth. Be part of the growth with us. I want you guys to be excited about this with us, because as far as I'm concerned, our success is your gain, because the more we get out of it, the more we're going to be able to put back into it to make it even bigger and better.
Yeah, and with that, earlier I said, your job is to share the content, but your job is also to give us feedback and what we can do better.
Yes.
If our audio levels need adjusted, we hear you. And anything else, anything else along those lines. If you're like, hey, I really want to hear about this, or can you dive into that, or hey, that more extra fun silly content or less extra fun silly content, right? Like, we want to hear all that because we want to obviously tailor it to what the audience wants.
Yeah.
Because if the audience doesn't want what we are giving, then we need to adjust.
Yeah. The point of what we do is to inform and entertain the masses, and we want to do it in an informative and entertaining way. And if we're not reaching our own expectations, or if we're not meeting what you guys want out of the Royals content you get, I want to be better.
Yeah.
I want to know how to get better. And if we're doing everything hey, so far we're perfect, except for I laugh too loud. So if there's anything else that you guys have, please comment it. Don't just think it. Don't just tell us in person. We want you to comment it, because even if it's something negative, it's going to help us. Like, even if you were to comment and say, "Oh, go Yankees," you know who you are. That's still going to help us. If you comment and say, "Hey, everybody loves the Guardians," yeah, shut up. It's false.
You also know who you are.
Yeah. It still helps us because
it'd be your own family members.
It could be right here at home. But yeah, it's been really fun. Join us in our journey of growth, and hey, someday you might get a free t-shirt. Someday you might get some free Royals tickets. You just got to be here in order to get it. So that's the number one rule, and got to be following. We got to be subscribing. We got to be liking, sharing. And I don't want to be that guy that, like, it cringes me out in my own shorts, and I'm like, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. It's super unnatural, but like,
Gotta
be surprised.
Gotta pay the bills, baby.
Some people have to be told what to do. Some people don't think to do that. So that's why we do it, so that sometimes people actually listen and do it. We love you guys. Everybody loves you guys. Everybody loves the Royals. If you're not with us when we're 20 and 28, if you're not with us when we're 20 and 28, we will still welcome you whenever we are winning the World Series. Because,
hey, I said this to Joe the other day. He said that he doesn't have time to watch all the Royals games. And I said, hey, I don't gatekeep fandom. So, if you want to show up in September and they're on the playoff push, fine by me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, teach their own. If you don't have time to watch all the games, I'm sure you do have time to watch a 3-minute recap every week.
Twice a week. Every Monday and either Thursday or Friday, depending on how the series falls.
Yes. How are you feeling about Vance Wilson?
Fat.
I'm done. I'm done talking. I need to shut up.
All right.
I've reached my limit.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Good enough. Peace.
Bye.